Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now. Ade Oladipo, brought to you by Undisputed.
Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. We're brought to you by Undisputed. The new takeover pack is available to download right now. Just go to playundisputed.com. New players in the game include Mr. Teofimo Lopez, Sebastian Findora, Tim Zhu, Yanibek Alam Kanali, and the late great Diego Corrales. So start downloading right now. All right, let's have a look and see what there is to talk about today. I go Nigeria tomorrow, by the way. Have I told you this? Is this new information? I go Nigeria for the Amir Khan event. I'm presenting it. The main event is Brandon Glanton versus Marcus Brown. It was supposed to be Brandon Glanton versus Rocky Fielding, but this is so much better. I'm hearing there's a lot of heat between the fighters. So I land Saturday evening. I'm going to do a face-off between the fighters on Sunday. The face-off will be on this channel as well, so make sure you check that out. Who else is flying out? David Adelaide is flying out. I like this. I like the idea of all sort of Nigerians, but just fighters in general flying out to make it sort of big, right? So David Adelaide is flying out. Lawrence Okoli is flying out. Moses Italma, obviously Amir Khan will be there. I'm hoping the big man AJ will be there as well. Dan Aziz is fighting on the undercard. I am trying to set up a behind the scenes thing. So I'm trying to speak to a cameraman, or I am speaking to a cameraman out there now to arrange it, but proper behind the scenes. So as soon as I get to the airport, you're filming. So basically we capture everything and videos will be uploaded onto the YouTube channel every single day. Let's hope that happens, because I want you guys to see what Nigeria is like. I'm guessing a lot of you, the majority of you, would have never been to Nigeria. So you don't know how this is all going to take shape and look. So hopefully if I do a behind the scenes videos, you guys get to see what it looks like. But yeah, fly out tomorrow. The fight itself is on Wednesday. I fly back Thursday because there's an event in Scotland on Thursday. I would have stayed up there for a few more days, but Nathaniel Collins versus Lorente, European title fight. So yeah, all right, let's see what there is. Okay, let's start here. Canelo Alvarez re-enters WBO super middleweight rankings at number 1. Boxing, man. It is what it is. You know, sometimes I just think, Ade, just stop moaning. Sometimes. But then I see things like this and I'm like, how do you lose and not drop 3 or 4 places at least? I get it. It's Canelo. I get it. He's the money man. But that shouldn't matter. There would have been people or fighters in the WBO rankings that would have fought for the WBO, like WBO international belts, to put themselves in a position whereby they're the next man up. And look, Terence Crawford probably ain't going to fight them, but there is sort of some sort of league table, if you like. How Canelo loses and doesn't even drop a spot is beyond me. I still sort of wait to see what happens with Canelo. I do feel like we are going to see a rematch just because there aren't no viable dance partners for Terence Crawford. I put out Bivol, and I've noticed that I put it out, and all of a sudden, a lot of people are putting it out. I put Bivol out there just because I've spoken to Bivol on numerous occasions, and he has said he can make 168. And I think that's a big fight, him versus Crawford. Even a catch weight. I know people hate those things, but maybe even a catch weight. But I don't think that's going to happen. Benavidez isn't going to happen. Mbili might have had a chance, but I actually thought he lost to Lester Martinez, so that's not going to happen. Pacheco isn't ready. Hamza Shiraz maybe, but I don't think so. So really and truly, the only fight for Crawford is Canelo. Or if Errol Spence does fight Jermell Charlo, and Jermell Charlo wins, that's a fight. He's always wanted to fight Jermell Charlo. He's spoken about it quite a lot for years. So that's an option as well, maybe. Jack Cattrall, Richard Riakporhe, Adam Azim are on Chris Eubank Jr., Conor Benn, undercard. Yeah, let me see if I can get this up. I did see it, and someone messaged me and was like, oh, this is a poor undercard. And I was like, no, it ain't. I remember thinking it's pretty decent. In fact, maybe more than pretty decent. Some good fights there. Let's go to event. Okay, so Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn, yep. Adam Azim versus Zayo Abdullayev. He fought Devin Haney many years ago. It's a step up because Adam Azim still lacks experience, so that's not a bad fight at all. Sam Gilly versus Ishmael Davis is a really good fight. Really good fight. Quick turnaround-ish, I guess, for Ishmael Davis, who's now on a run of 3 defeats. That's back-to-back-to-back, right? Yeah, it is. Josh Kelly, Boychuk, and Kevin Ajarko. Unlucky in 2 of those. Obviously, Boychuk just levels above. It shows, by the way, how deep 154 pounds is. Boychuk lost recently to Brandon Adams. That's how deep that division is. I've always said that division, and I've always said it because of Conor Benn, because there's a lot of talk about Conor Benn maybe coming down to 147. I was like, Conor Benn ain't making 147. He's not made it in nearly 4 years. So 154 could be his landing spot. Look what's at 154. Just look domestically. Sam Gilly, Ishmael Davis, Kevin Ajarko. That's what's at 154. Forget fringe world level, which is Boychuk and the Brandon Adams type. Then there's Virgil Ortiz out there who's fighting Erickson Lubin. There's Sebastian Fundora. It's ridiculous. But anyway, Gilly versus Ishmael Davis is a very good fight. Cattrall versus Eko Usman. Why are people upset with this? This is a really good card. Cattrall versus Eko Usman's a great fight. Cattrall now 147 guy. Obviously now with Bozy Ennis. Eko Usman deserved a big one after the Josh Taylor fight. So happy for Eko. So happy. Hopefully he's making some good money as well. I think this is chief support. Richard Riakporhe versus Tommy Welch came from nowhere because I thought it was Richard Riakporhe versus Joe Joyce. So I'm guessing Tommy stepped in. It'd be interesting to know what happened there. Mickey Talon, unbeaten, takes on Faizan Shahid. Don't know too much about Mickey Talon. What's the problem here? What is the problem? Am I just saying this because you guys would say, oh, Ade works for Matchroom and DAZN and whatever, so he's going to say it's good? No, I'll be honest with you. Is that a shit card? That's solid. Is it not? Or honestly, I think that's a really good card. I think some really good fights there. But, hey, I understand how people... I don't know, I feel like people now, because we're so used to these sort of Riyadh ring cards and they're just fucking... Or some of them have been incredible. I think we're used to that. That's a really good card, people. Come on. Let's talk James Degale. James Degale, I believe, fights this weekend, bare knuckle. And a few people have asked me my thoughts and opinions on it. I don't like it. Some of you maybe thought I would say I like it because it's on DAZN. That's not how I operate. I try to be as honest and as truthful on this channel as possible without getting sacked. But I'm not a fan of it. It's funny because I actually spoke to, what's the owner's name? The president, David Feldman. Me and Ariel Hawani spoke to David Feldman, and Ariel actually teed up David to say that, Ade doesn't like it. So David came on to try and convince me, and it's going to take a lot more convincing. This isn't a shot at that organization. Good luck to you, right? Good luck to you. Fighters are getting paid. I think the organization's doing well. It's growing. Congratulations. This is more of me being such a big fan of James Degale and his rise through the sport. Commonwealth Games gold medalist as an amateur. Olympic Games gold medalist, in Beijing, was it? Just an incredible pro. Completed the set, right? British, Commonwealth, European, world. He's back and forth with George Groves, with Legendary. I'm always upset that we didn't get to see them to get it on again. He was supposed to fight Carl Froch. That would have been a great fight as well. That didn't happen. He had those big fights in America. Andre Durrell, when Andre Durrell was very good and he got that victory. Badu Jack draw where I think he got his teeth punched out. War with Badu Jack. War. You think Badu Jack's good now? James Degale fought him at what was Badu Jack's natural weight, right? Super middleweight, 2017. Imagine how good Badu Jack was then. So James Degale, he completed the set. That fight against Paul Smith, when I think he became British champion in only his 9th fight. And I remember thinking, yeah, this guy good. This guy is the real deal. Never really got the love from British fight fans because British fight fans couldn't... EUBANK plays the role. Early EUBANK used to play the role where you tune in because you didn't like him to get chinned. People didn't really love James Degale, but they certainly didn't hate him. So it was in the middle. So I felt like he never really got the love, but I thought he was an incredible boxer. Honestly, incredible boxer. And if he's honest, he would tell you that he wasn't the same after that Badou Jack fight. He wasn't. That took a lot out of him. That fight, go and watch it back, was a war. Took a lot out of him. I remember he lost to Caleb Truax. I'm getting to my point here. Lost to Caleb Truax, then won his belt back. My point is, I don't like it because James Degale is 39 and he was clearly done as a fighter 8 years ago. And that's why I don't like the BKFC thing, because it isn't a case of there's sort of young guys coming through like 21, 22 years. Obviously not, because they'll take up boxing or MMA. It's you're getting guys that are done from MMA and boxing and then they're fighting. So they're done already. They've been done for years. And then we're saying, okay, you guys that are done can now fight with no gloves and kick the shit out of each other. I'm not a fan. I saw James Degale on Talk Sport and I was a bit like worried then, but I didn't want to do anything on it because ultimately, look, I wanted him to get his money. Go and get your money. And if you have that, you know, you need to fulfill yourself by fighting, I'm not going to try and even say anything negative towards it. Now the fight's happening, right? And I think they weigh in today or tomorrow. Then it's already happening. So whatever I say is not going to hinder it. Not that I've got that kind of power, but I just don't like seeing fighters that I grew up watching and admiring just like do this. Even boxing, like even traditional boxing, I don't like it. Hence why I always talk about, I don't want to see Chisora fight or Wilder fight. I speak about it. And these are people I see on a regular. Like Chisora doesn't like the fact that I say I don't want to see him fight. It's just because I don't. I care about these people. I don't have that relationship with James Degale, but as a big James Degale fan, I just don't like it. I don't like it. Again, I've watched this BKFC thing. I think there's a couple, isn't it? Like Gareth A. Davis covers like a British one, but I think this is the bigger one, right? I've just watched it from afar, and again, I hate seeing faded champions or faded former champions that are clearly done. Like boxing's taken everything from them. Like it's completely, like it's rinsed them dry, and then all of a sudden they go to what I think is a more dangerous sport and continue years later. Not for me. That being said, look, I wish James Degale all the best, all the success. Hopefully he comes through unscathed, gets the victory, and hopefully that's it. So he's kind of fulfilled what he wanted to fulfill. And hopefully it isn't a case of, yeah, I'm good, let's carry on, let's have more bare knuckle fights. Again, this isn't a dig at the organisation. This isn't a dig at David Feldman. I feel like I've got to say this. This isn't a dig at James Degale. This is just my own views on it because I'm just not the biggest fan of it. I'm not. I get it. Some people might say they're not the biggest fan of MMA and not the biggest fan of boxing, but I think this is slightly different. Just my take on it. Again, what do you guys think? Let me know. I see Eddie and AJ are together in Dubai. I think Eddie posted a photo. I can't remember the words, but it's almost like, all right, let's kind of get this show back on the road or something. There has been a lot of talk. AJ's been out the ring for ages, by the way. It's been over a year now, hasn't it, since that Dubois fight. There's been a lot of talk about AJ having a fight in Ghana. I just don't even know who AJ fights. Like, I don't know what the plan was. Like, I think they were all in for the Jake Paul fight just to make some easy money. Almost use it as a bit of a warm-up. Have a camp, have some sparring. AJ is sparring now. And make a truckload of money and then have a real fight. Now, obviously, that hasn't happened. I guess they're going to have to go straight into a real fight. I would hope. Like, I don't like the idea of AJ having a warm-up fight. I don't even know what that means or what that looks like. I just want to see AJ sort of just go for it. Yeah, you suffered defeat. I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, it's okay. You suffered defeat to a good Daniel Dubois. I still think there is 3 or 4 fights left in AJ. 2 more years. So, you know, at least 2 fights a year. But we'll see. There's been a lot of talk of Tony Yoka. I don't think that's going to happen. So I haven't got a clue who AJ fights. A clue. The only one I want to see is, you know what I want to see anyway, so there's no point even talking about it all the time. All right, let's see if there's anything more. Dave Allen could be in line for Deontay Wilder next, says Eddie Hearn. I mean, look, if he knocks out Arslanbek Makhmudov, and he looks in great shape, doesn't he? Looks in great shape. We're only, a couple of weeks away from that fight. If he knocks out Makhmudov, then, I mean, potentially. I mean, it's not wild. It's not as crazy as it sounds. It's not. I mean, this isn't the same Deontay Wilder, is it? Let's You know, if they said this 5 years ago, I mean, you'd have locked up Eddie and thrown away the key. This isn't as crazy now, so I can see a world in which, you know, if they pay the right money and Dave Adden looks good and looks as good as he did against Johnny Fisher, there's a world in which that could happen. This was interesting. Did you see this? Kevin at Sajo, Callum Simpson bids. There was only one bidder, and the bid was 15,000. Like, is Callum Simpson not working with Boxer? Did they not want to put this fight on? 15,000. Like, what are we gonna pay these fighters? What? We're gonna pay them 10 and 5? Horrendous. Boxing at the top level, fighters are eating. Boxing at the middle level, you'll be surprised if some of these fighters don't get jobs again. I'm telling you, that's horrendous. Obviously, Callum Simpson isn't going to take that fight. We'll see what happens to Callum Simpson. Wouldn't mind Hamza Shiraz. That's a big fight in the UK. That's a good arena fight, especially when you consider the fans that Callum Simpson brings. Like, he does good numbers, right? 9,000-10,000. Him versus Hamza. Hamza clearly's got a following here. I could easily do an arena, big arena, O2, AO, Co-op, easy. All right, guys, girls, see you in Nigeria.
Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now.
Ade Gman, brought to you by Undisputed.